I'm Jamie Hooper with RE/MAX Crest and JamieHooper.com, and today we're going to talk about the 6 dumbest mistakes smart people make when they sell their home. So before we get into these critical mistakes that home sellers make when selling their property, I'd just like to ask you, if you get any value or you enjoy these videos, to please either click the thumbs up, make a comment, or even subscribe to our YouTube station if you're so inclined. So anyway, let's get on with mistake number 1, is picking a realtor that tells you that your property is worth the highest price. So let's say you decide to interview 3 realtors, which for the life of me I don't understand why people do, but we're all going to come at you with the exact same information. But regardless of that, certain realtors may, and let me get this straight, I have nothing but the highest respect for my colleagues in the industry, but it's been known where realtors will come in if they know they're in a competitive situation and the seller's working with 2 or 3 different realtors, or interviewing 2 or 3 different realtors to decide which one they want to work with, that one of them may tell you a price higher than they actually think it's going to sell for. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, and what I would recommend is that you substantiate it with these realtors and say, well, you know, why are you telling me that my house is worth $100,000 more than the one down the block that just sold a month ago? Make sure that they can back it up. There could be a very good reason why it is, or it could be they are doing what we call in the industry buying your listing. The second mistake is not marketing your property online. And I mean, everybody puts the property on the MLS. That's not necessarily marketing it. There's 3 critical things you need to do when you sell your home. One of them we're going to talk about at length, so don't turn this video off till the end. You're going to want to hear mistake number 6. But the 3 mistakes are, or not 3 mistakes, the 3 critical points are price, presentation, and marketing. You need all 3 of those things. Your first showing isn't when a person walks into your house anymore. Your first showing's online. Over 95% of home buyers go online when they're looking for properties. That's the first place they go. You need to have beautiful pictures, and you need to have your home priced properly for those 2 things to take place. So you really want to find out that your realtor has an online presence with a website, they're active on social media, and they spend some money on professional photography, professional videos to get your house sold. The third biggest mistake is thinking that your tax assessment is the market value of your home. And I mean, for a number of reasons, that's not correct. The first one is, for starters, nobody from the assessment authorities ever been in your home. They don't. Let's say you've done $200,000 worth of renovations to your property. You're probably not going to march down to the tax man and tell them that so you can pay more taxes. So they wouldn't have any idea. In that case, your tax assessment would probably be too low. Conversely, if your house had been rented out for the past 20 years and it showed poorly, it would probably, not be in the greatest condition and would be worth less than your assessed value. So don't mistake that fact. The other part is, in a rising market, the assessments are done in July, so the assessments were done a couple of months ago, but you're not going to see that assessment till next January. By the time you see it, if we're in a declining market, well, it's going to be worth less than your assessment. And if the market was rising, then your assessment's probably going to be too low. Do not mistake your tax assessment for an accurate gauge of your home's value. Number 4, I can't read my writing here, is thinking that all realtors are the same. But here's an interesting statistic. As of the end of June, there are 14,000 realtors on the Greater Vancouver board. 10,000 of them had not sold one house yet. That's right. 10 of the 14,000 people have not sold one property yet. If I'm going to sell my house, or I need a divorce lawyer, or I need a heart surgeon, any of those things, I want someone who's active in the marketplace. So you may want to ask these people, or anyone, when you're talking to them about engaging them and using them for professional services, how many, and I'm talking about realtors, not doctors or lawyers, you may want to ask them how many properties they sell on an annual basis. And the reason that's important to you, you want them to be competent negotiators. You want them to know what's going on in the marketplace. All of those things are critical. It always surprises me how many people take very little time to list with someone when it's, for most of us, the biggest investment in our life. Number 5, and this is another interesting one that always cracks me up, is thinking that you need a Cantonese or Mandarin-speaking agent to sell your property because of the high population of Cantonese and Mandarin-speaking people around Greater Vancouver. Untrue. These properties are sold online. I never have to speak to the buyer if I don't speak Cantonese or Mandarin, as you can probably tell, but these properties, I don't speak to the buyer if it's a Cantonese or Mandarin speaking buyer. They speak to their agent who speaks English, and I speak back and forth with their agent. The fallacy when anyone comes in and tells you, oh, you need a Cantonese or Mandarin speaking agent, it's not true. It's an untruth. And the last one, and the big one that I promised you, is overpricing. You cannot get your house sold if it's overpriced. If your house is worth $1 million and you list it for $1.2 million and you get showings, don't get all excited. Those people can afford more than you have, meaning you're bringing the wrong buyers into your property. The people that can afford more are coming through. You don't stack up to the other stuff listed at $1.2 million if you're listed at $1 million. And the people that can afford your home, that can afford $1 million, they're not going to be coming in because they don't think they can afford it. If you overprice your house, it may be the nicest house in the Lower Mainland. You have zero opportunity to sell that house because you won't get the right people through the door. I'm Jamie Hooper with RE/MAX Crest and jamiehooper.com. We hope you've got some value from this today. Please click on thumbs up, make a comment, positive or negative, or even subscribe to our YouTube station if you get any value from it. Thanks again, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.